Hello guys, so in this video now we are covering one real example of IELTS student. But first of all, before the beginning of this video, I would like to explain how to handle with IELTS Academic Writing Task 1 graphs, okay, or bar charts, diagrams, or everything. Just briefly, I think in the previous videos I mentioned a little bit about these situations. How can we understand, how can we write these charts, these articles, okay? Description is so easy, but before handling with this most easiest subject, you need to write your draft. And then in this draft, you need to cover the main ideas. Okay, first of all, before writing the draft, you have to be sure briefly how many paragraphs you write. Intro, main one, main two, it means body one, body two, and conclusion. I've heard from a lot of videos that you can write overview in introduction or after introduction, but it looks like brushing your teeth before the meal. It looks like a bit awkward, right? Because overview is as well introduction. So overview can be your introduction, or overview can be your conclusion, dear friends. Okay, so in my own opinion, please not try to write overview after introduction as in another paragraph, because you don't have such word limit. Okay, you can write only 150 words, maximum 170 or 80, and you have time limit as well, right? So you can't write a lot of paragraphs. You can write overview in your introduction paragraph as the second or last sentence. So it will be the best idea. I explained everything detailedly in the first video of IELTS, how to write academic IELTS writing task 1. So you can check out this video and then understand everything. Just in this video, I would like to briefly summarize everything, okay? So in this writing task, basically you can write intro, body 1, body 2, and conclusion. In intro, you can give the overview, but first of all, you can paraphrase the question, or you can write this question with your own words, but this is not paraphrasing, okay, or rephrasing. This is totally a different subject. Sometimes some students try to change some words in this question or in this from the statement, and then they think that they just paraphrase it, but totally it's a different situation. Not try to do it. What you understand, write it, or from the beginning, try to create your own statement objectively, but means the same thing, okay? This is the best idea. Then second one, in introduction, you can write your overview, not as another paragraph. Overview doesn't mean conclusion as well, totally. It means you need to separate your overview and conclusion from each other. Not mention the same thing as well. Not write everything in the overview. Overview is when you first look at the graph, what you see. Mainly, this is an overview. This is all, okay? Not give the extra detail, not conclude it, not give me what happened at the end, okay? Not mention them. Otherwise, you cannot find something to write in conclusion, okay? After an overview, you can come to the main body 2, it means body paragraphs, and then conclusion. In conclusion as well, you can just make a little bit, add details in your overview, and then you can write it. It doesn't mean that you can copy paste your overview. It means detailed version of your overview can be your conclusion. As well, third one, not give your personal idea. This is an academic IELTS, academic task, so never mention your personal idea. Okay, everything is clear. How to design your main paragraphs. Basically, main paragraphs can be separated from each other. You have some subjects, it means data, okay? So you need to group them, divide into some groups. For example, I have years here. Actually, I have years, 8 years from 1995 to 2002. This is a good example. And my student created an article about it, and then we will just evaluate it. And then detailedly, I try to explain with all the mistakes. From 1995 to 2002, we have 8 years. So it will be the first group. But not write it. Just I'm giving a lot of options that you can choose up to your knowledge, up to your performance. Second one, we have subjects, local fixed line, national, international fixed line, mobiles. So it's in another group. It means call types. And billions or minutes, it means numbers. You can write it. If we have a lot of countries or more than two, you can group them as well. But I have only one, United Kingdom. So the United Kingdom cannot be only one, cannot be a group here. But if it's for two or more countries, yes, I can use these countries as a grouping method. Another one. Yes, another one. Increase, decrease. The top, the lowest. Or soaring up or going down. Plummeting, rocketing, skyrocketing, all of them. It means drastic changes. All the drastic changes can be a group. It can be a way of group. Another way of grouping, for example, stables and fluctuations. Okay. Another one I'm thinking now. Yeah. For example, same things. Okay. If the mentality or if the subject is around the same thing, you can group them. I will explain at the end of the video. Actually, not at the end of the video, at the end of this slide, but maybe I need to mention it because the topic comes to this part. Okay. As I said to you, we have call types, okay? We have three call types: local, national, mobiles, basically. So I have three main groups, but I can write main one, it means body one, and body two, it means two body paragraphs. So three subjects, three groups, but two paragraphs. How? Basically, I can group like this. I can mention local fixed line and international fixed line in the first paragraph, and then mobiles in the second paragraph. It's another way. Or just I can make two groups from these call types. How? Local fixed line, national, international fixed line. So fixed lines can be one group. Okay? Because these are fixed lines. And so I can just evaluate the data, numbers, changes under the headline of fixed line. Then in the second paragraph, I can mention mobile false. In conclusion, I can compare, contrast them. Okay? It's in another way. I always suggest my students, or I always suggest people, if your level is lower than band 8 or 7.5, please not try to create a lot of groups. Okay? Two enough. So never confuse yourself, never be distracted, or never get lost in your mind or in your article, because you have time pressure and as well knowledge pressure, vocabulary, and etc. So make it simple. First paragraph, what is your topic? First group. Second paragraph, just talk about the second group, finish, and compare, and the overall view. In the conclusion, finito. That is so all. So if we have a lot of years or a lot of subjects in one bar chart or bar graph, how can we continue? For example, what kind of structures we can use? For example, over 8-year period, not over 8 years, 8-year period. So you can give a good overview. Second one, in the first 4 years, in the second 4 years. We can say, so I have another group now. First paragraph, it means body one, can be about the first 4 years. So second paragraph can be about the second 4 years. Okay, so it will be an amazing way as well. So in the last 4 years, in the first 4 years, over the last 4-year period as well I can use. So between 1995 and 1999, or from 1995 to 1999 as well, I can say. So these are the most easiest ways of starting your article. Okay, everything is clear till here. I don't want to give extra details. Just I try to give at the beginning of this video a basic overview. Okay, please watch the previous video if you don't know anything about, or if you don't understand what I'm talking about IELTS academic part, writing task 1. Okay, then come to this video again. So let's move on. Let's see a real example from a student for this graph. So the table provides information about data on telephone calls of minutes and billions among British people from 1995 to 2002 period in the form of 3 columns. Good, with mistakes, but okay, no problem. So first of all, as we see in this diagram, local fixed line was the most used by 1995 to 1995 to 1999. Okay, according this, we can see slightly decreasing up to finish the bar chart. However, national and international, national and international fixed line was increasing year by year. This line was not as nearly as local fixed line, but end of the year we can see a slightly matching between them. Okay, some mistakes. Secondly, as the chart illustrates that all calls, especially mobile, displayed moderate changes in the beginning of the years. 8 times as UK, United Kingdom, the United Kingdom uses local fixed line as mobiles in 1998. However, we are disclosed a sharp jump after 2000s and a little bit lowering in the end of the year. Okay, overall the changes that were coming are not stable. The bar chart compares between two fixed lines and all calls in a certain period of time. So it's clear that the most popular form of telephone calls in all three was local fixed line. The least favorites were mobiles in the United Kingdom. Okay, the United Kingdom, United Kingdom, the United Kingdom, United Kingdom. Okay, we need to choose which one is correct. So, with some mistakes, I can say basically this article approximately take below 6, but we need to be sure. So let's come to the next slide, and then in the next slide I will explain detail all the mistakes of this student and then give an exact score. Okay, let's begin with the corrected version. Okay, the table provides information about the total number of minutes. It should be in billions spent on telephone calls in the United Kingdom from 1995 to 2002, divided into 3 categories. First of all, as we can see from the diagram, chart, bar graph, illustration, that local fixed line calls were the most commonly used from 1995 to 1999, especially we can say here in the first 4 years, or during the first 4 years, or in the first 4-year span. According to this, we can observe a slight decrease towards the end of the period. However, national and international fixed line calls were increasing year by year, although this category never reached the level of local fixed line calls. By the end of the period, they nearly matched each other. Okay? So, next paragraph. Secondly, the chart illustrates that mobile calls shows moderate changes in the early years, especially in the first 4 years, you can say as well, or in the beginning. So, for example, in 1998, the number of mobile calls was about 8 times lower than local fixed line calls. However, we see a sharp jump after I need to be sure. We see a sharp jump after 1999 and a slight decrease at the end of the period. Okay, perfect. So overall, the changes were not stable. So this chart compares. Okay, it's perfect. The chart compares 2 types of fixed line calls and mobile calls over a certain period. It is clear that local fixed line calls remained the most popular, while mobile calls were the least used in the United Kingdom during this period. So if we correct the student's example like this, it will be better, I think. And with these corrections actually, it will directly reach bound 8 or higher. So what I did here, let's see. First of all, mistake 1, the use of according this. In the original sentence, according this, we can see slightly decreasing up to finish the bar chart. We see a grammar mistake with the phrase according this. The correct version should be according to this. We can see a slight decrease until the end of the bar chart. So here we use according to because that is the proper phrase to show our reference. Okay, so I need to think the second one. Yes, second one. Use of slightly decreasing up to finish the bar chart. So confusing. So this phrase is unclear. Okay. So instead we can see a slight decrease by the end of the period. This makes it easier to understand and as well grammatically correct. So, guys, mistake 3. Sentence structure, okay? as we see in the diagram. As we see in the diagram, okay. The original sentence is, as we see in the diagram, local fixed line was the most used by 1995 to 1999, okay. But the phrase as we see is unnecessary, okay. A better version is directly, the diagram shows that. The diagram depicts that. The diagram illustrates that, okay. The diagram clearly shows that, to basically we can say, but no need to use personal pronouns in academic IELTS, okay. We don't need I, we, he, she, it, or something like that. It makes it confusing. Yes, especially students below band 7, especially below 6.5, use mainly personal pronouns, but it's not useful in academic IELTS, right? Because it's academic, we don't tell we here, okay. So the phrase as we see, I need to repeat it one more time. The phrase as we see is unnecessary. Better version is what? The better version, the best version is the diagram shows that the local fixed used between 1995 and 1999. So this makes it easier actually and clear. So fourth one, use of not as nearly. What? So this sentence, this line was not as nearly as local fixed line. Interesting. Is unclear. The correct version is, directly we can say, this line didn't increase as much as the local fixed line. This comparison is clear and grammatically correct. And as well, you have to be sure with the tense, okay? The graph is in past tense. Totally in the past. So never jump from one tense to another tense, one time to another time. If you choose past tense, continue with past tense. If you choose present simple tense, always stick on present simple tense, okay? Not mix them. Otherwise, it will be confusing. So, lesson 5. Incorrect verb form, disclosed. In the original sentence, in the original version of student's example, however, we are disclosed a sharp, are disclosed, perfect. So, passive voice, present simple, disclosed, wrong verb, yes. However, we are disclosed a sharp jump after 2000. The verb form disclose is incorrect because instead it should be, however, a sharp jump occurred after 2000 is better. This correction uses the right verb form and makes the sentence more formal and as well easier to understand. Okay? Not confuse your examiner. 6. Let me guess. Awkward phrasing, yes, awkward phrasing we have here. A little bit lowering, what is this? The sentence ends a little bit lowering in the end of the year sounds awkward, okay? A more formal way to say this, and a slight decrease at the end of the year, a slight decrease. This is clear and more appropriate for academic writing. So, 7-1, already a lot of. So, sentence clarity, another criteria of IELTS Academic, is mobiles. Mobile what? The original sentence is 8 times as United Kingdom uses local fixed line as mobiles in 1998. This is confusing, guys, okay? A clearer way to express this is in 1998. Local fixed line usage was 8 times higher than mobile usage. So this version makes the comparison easier to understand. So I need to find another mistake. We have a lot of. Mistake 8. The least favorite were mobiles in the United Kingdom. In the original one, okay? The least favorite were mobiles in the United Kingdom, but this sentence lacks clarity. A better version is mobile phones were least popular in the United Kingdom during this period. So this sentence is more direct and specific, okay? So overall, what can I say about this article? When you are describing data, okay, always aim for clarity and accuracy, okay? Use proper instead of according this, or keep comparisons clear by using phrases like higher than or did not increase as much as, something like that. And remember to avoid informal phrases like a little bit lowering. What is a little bit lowering? Okay, in daily life, okay, for example, in your conversation, daily life conversation, you can use it. But it's academic IELTS. You have to be formal. You have to speak formal, okay? So a little bit lowering in favor of more precise terms like slight decrease. So overall, I would like to give 5.5 around 6, because we have a lot of mistakes and awkward expressions. Article, mindset, the way of thinking, approach, all of them are okay, but students try to use some awkward expressions that as well she or he didn't know how to use them. So if you don't know how to use them, not use it, or learn how to use it. So you can use phrases.com website to see some examples, or just copy paste from someone's articles the structure, but you have to be careful not copy paste all the structure, not from the old examples or all the essays, because some of them are wrong as well. Just some structures copy paste, change the words, replace them, finito. IELTS Academic is so easy that if you know the structure, if you memorize, if you learn the structures, everything will be so clear. So let's dive into another section. Let's continue with the explanations. For example, article usage we have, okay? So the student frequently omitted unnecessary omitted necessary articles, okay? For example, the or a. For example, the information was simplified to just information, as information is uncountable, okay? Or articles were also added were needed, like before total number of minutes and UK, okay? The United Kingdom, the total number of the minutes as well, we can say. So second mistake, verb arrangement, guys. There were some subject verb arrangement issues. For example, in the sentence, the local fixed line cause was, the subject cause is plural, so the correct verb form is were. So next one, prepositional errors. So prepositions were used in some places such as reach to, which should just be reached without to, okay? Word choice. The student made small word choice errors, okay, such as using slight decreasing instead of slight decrease, okay, or the noun form is more appropriate in the context, okay. Another mistake, clarity, okay. Some sentences were overly complex and needed simplified or simplification for clarity. Breaking up long sentences and adjusting phrases, okay, adjusting phrasing made the ideas easier to follow and more accurate. So if we follow all these rules and if you just keep in your mind what I said, okay, what I've said, your article will be band 9. So in the next slide, I will directly give you band 9 example, and so simple. Okay guys, let's go. Band 9 example. What can we say about this bar chart? For example, the bar chart provides data on the total number of minutes spent on 3 types of telephone calls in the United Kingdom between 1995 and 2002, measured in billions. Okay, measured in billions, a good structure. So the categories are local fixed line, national international fixed line, and mobile phone calls. So overall local fixed line calls were the most popular throughout the period, okay, although their usage declined slightly towards the end, okay. Meanwhile, national and international fixed line calls increased steadily, and mobile calls saw a sharp rise, particularly after 1999. So in detail, local fixed line calls started at around 72 billion minutes in 1995, rising to a peak of just over 90 billion in 1999 before gradually falling to approximately 70 billion by 2002. So 2002. Okay, so national and international fixed line calls, on the other hand, experienced a consistent increase, beginning at about 37 billion minutes in 1995 and reaching nearly 61 billion by 2002. So mobile calls accounted, yeah, we can say, mobile calls accounted for the smallest proportion of usage throughout the period, starting at just 2 billion minutes in 1995. However, By 2002, mobile usage had increased dramatically and reaching around 45 billion minutes, closing the gap with the other two categories. So, in conclusion, while local fixed line calls remains the dominant method of communication, the most significant change was the exponential growth in mobile phone usage over the given period, I can say. So on the left corner, as you can see, I put corrected version and but 9 example for you to read, because now I'm creating myself. Then I give some pauses. Okay, so if you want, after our video, or you can just push the pause button and then you can read it one more time and check the differences between corrected version from band 7 and then band 9 to understand what I changed, what I made here to make it better. Okay, so see you guys.